Hey, for the next 15 minutes or so, I just want to go over something that's been working super well for our clients and us is basically using an AI sales recovery system that turns old and dead leads into cash. So for one of our clients, we were able to take their old and dead leads and turn them into $67,500 in cash collected in just 5 days. We didn't use any ads. There was no cold outbound and there was no social media content involved in this. It was just pure AI sales recovery system. And the same client actually went on to collect an additional $2.1 million over the course of 12 months just by leveraging the system that we built out for them. So here's the proof. You can see we started in September 2023. This was a while ago. But on the right-hand side, we started on the 22nd. And on the 27th, that's 5 days. If you count up all of this, it adds up to $67,500. Pretty gnarly. Now, 5 months later, I was tracking their numbers, and then they crossed $1 million at the end of February, which means that within 5 months, they went from having this database of just old and dead leads to now pulling over $1 million in cash collected from those same leads within 5 months. Then, 7 months after that, they collected another $1.1 million. So from the beginning of March to the end of October, another $1.1 million came from those same exact old and dead leads that we tapped into. Now, you see email here. This isn't just some basic email marketing. It's not about sending a few emails and all that sort of stuff. It's actually leveraging and creating a proprietary system inside of your business that taps into old leads that you've collected over the years, months, whatever it might be, and actually turning them into an asset that pays you and feeds your business, but also pre-selling everyone that comes into your ecosystem. Email was just one of our conversion assets, but you can do this with SMS, email. You can also probably do this with social media. You can basically do this with anything. The key is you tap into the resources that you already have while, again, pre-selling the people that are coming in already. So beforehand, I asked them actually if they ran any campaigns to the set of leads, and they didn't. Shockingly, they had a massive list and all this potential revenue, but they never actually tapped into it. So, afterwards, we went on and collected $2.1 million within 13 months of just tapping into those same old and dead leads. Now, I'm going to also show you how to recover $30,000 to $75,000 worth of lost sales that are sitting in your business right now. Because if you're like most business owners, then you're paying for some kind of ads, you're running some kind of organic marketing to build up a client base, to build up a base of leads to sell. But not all of them are converting, and most are being forgotten. I'm also going to show you what's working right now so you can actually avoid more loss in the future and prevent the constant cycle of grind and burnout. Because the reality of the situation is most business owners are completely forgetting about the 97.3 rule, which means that 3% of the leads that you get are going to convert right away. 97% won't. So for every 100 people that come in, 3 will book a call and 3 will buy. 97% of them won't. And most business owners are running their business off of the 3%. They're building massive teams, massive operations, and then dumping all of this money into ads just to optimize for the 3%, and they're forgetting about the 97%. That's it's not even that you're missing out on like 50% of your business, 60%, it's like 97% of your business. These are serious numbers, and it's kind of scary and overwhelming, and no wonder business owners getting burnt out because they're grinding and chasing the next sale instead of getting people and just attracting them and pre-selling them and having consistent sales line up month after month. Because here's what's happening right now. There's the old way and the new way of running and growing businesses. The old way is to dump as much money into advertising as possible, have a massive sales team to convert the 3% of leads. So a massive team of setters and closers just to optimize for 3% of people. Forget about 97% of people because that's not dopamine. That's not fun. Who cares about actually taking care of those people and wanting and getting them to convert months later? And then climbing the mountain all over again next month just to keep up. Because again, you spend all this money on ads, you spend all this money on team, you have to make up for that next month through sales just to pay for that again. That's the old way. Pretty stressful, pretty unsustainable, and again, no wonder people are burning out. The new way though is you maximize your ad spend into consistent profits on the back end for longevity. You increase the TTA, which means time to action, and conversions via low-cost proprietary AI for the 3%, meaning that You create an AI that works 24/7 for your business, no management, nothing. And the time to action is expedited because as soon as a lead opts in, as soon as a lead books a call, you want to be on top of that conversation and get the momentum, the ball rolling forward instead of just forgetting about them. Because this is why calls cancel. This is why leads don't go through, is because they book a call, nothing happens, or they opt in, nothing happens. It's like that excitement, that energy, that drive completely evaporates. You want to maximize that by increasing the time to action via something that's going to work for you 24/7. You also pre-sell the 97% of people that are coming into your business with a custom built AI bot to generate sales monthly. Each month builds on the last and increases momentum rather than you restarting every single month. And as a bonus, you're doing less babysitting because you're not following up with or haranguing your setters and closers to follow up. You're actually just training or having someone to train the bot for you. That creates more profit. That creates more free time for you to actually focus on the important parts of your business or even your life. So if you're like most founders, you're overseeing too many different aspects of the business. You're stuck in the daily grind of finding new clients and you're chasing new strategies and tactics to generate leads. It's exhausting. It is not sustainable. These are really not the areas that you have to be spending most of your time in. There's other areas of the business that need your attention to actually grow. Like I said, all this keeps you stuck in the old way. But you got into business to create freedom and control over your time. You actually want to be able to wake up and then decide how you choose to spend your time rather than stressing out, knowing that you have to grind your way throughout the day just to keep your business growing. You want to create financial independence with minimal stress so that you can actually take care of your family and take care of your loved ones without spending 80, 90 hours into your business every week. And you want to create impactful and meaningful relationships because at a certain point, money stops mattering. You want to actually create some kind of effect that creates a fulfillment in your life and that actually changes lives on the other side. And then you just want peace of mind and stability. Nobody likes going to bed stressed, anxious, or uncertain about where their business is going to go, let alone waking up with those same exact feelings. The way you get there is by adapting to the new way. So, who am I? Before we jump into the AI sales recovery system, my name is Dan Begnick. Me and my fiance have been traveling the world for the last 6 months, and I've been trying to figure out a way where we can help create businesses scale without the stress, without the anxiety, without the overwhelm, while keeping overhead costs low and maximizing revenue on the other side. I've been working with some of the biggest names in the online consulting space over the last 3-4 years. One of them being Bastian Slot, who's generated over $1.1 million and over 3,000 calls. The other one's Brian Page, $2.1 million and over 2,000 calls. And then Felix Friend, over $2.2 million generated 3,300 calls. So our systems have generated our clients over $10 million, both on the front and the back end. And not surprisingly, it's been creating those results still even after we've kind of left those businesses and parted ways because we've set up those systems in there that they get to just run. Now, how does this sales recovery system actually work? Well, again, if you're like most business owners, you already have a database of leads. Might be a couple hundred, couple thousand, tens of thousands, if not hundred thousands of leads that have come through your ecosystem. They've opted in for something, they've bought something low ticket, maybe they booked a call, and they just have not converted. They have not paid you big bucks. They have not paid you the full amount of what you're actually offering. So the key here is you take that entire database and now you split it into different chunks because you don't want to go in there and just mass blast everybody. Otherwise, most softwares are actually going to block you for spam. So that's something you want to keep at the top of your mind. Take your big list, split it up into different chunks, and start re-engaging them. Start creating conversations where they're actually going to want to engage with you. So, for example, if you have, let's say a database of 20,000 people, whether it's in your CRM or your email list, whatever it might be, split it up into different chunks of 5,000. That way, these softwares don't actually block you, and they actually send your messages through so that these people, again, can engage with you. Afterwards, you want to create some kind of cadence where you're actually checking in. Again, you want to craft messaging that gives them an opportunity to work with you, that creates some kind of FOMO, but more importantly, starts conversations because you don't want to go in guns blazing because people don't like being sold to, they don't like being marketed to. So what you want to do is approach them in a very low-key way where it evokes a response, it evokes an emotion from them, but it doesn't feel salesy, it doesn't feel slimy. So again, you split this up into different days. So for example, this is what we did for our client is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We just check in with the different chunks that we created inside of their database. Again, that way we're not getting blocked as spam, we're not getting triggered as spam, and we're not causing any issues on compliance. We're being super conservative here. The whole point here for us was to actually just re-engage people. We weren't even really necessarily looking for sales. The fact that we generated $67,500 in 5 days just from this was a bonus. But that's why I'm showing you how to actually do this inside of your business as well. Afterwards, once you send these sort of check-in emails, check-in texts, whatever it might be, and by the way, this doesn't have to be manual. Like, you can create an AI, you can place an AI inside of your business that creates these messaging sequences for you. And then they get sent out. And the nice thing is, without you really having to lift a finger, again, you can have an AI bot, an AI system that then has conversations with these people, that then goes back and forth, that sends the right message at the right time for them to actually book a call. And that's what creates inbound leads. Even though that you've technically already paid for these leads and they're yours, they're still kind of new leads because now they want to jump on a call with you, or better yet, they might skip the call and actually just convert right away. That would be the best case scenario. Again, it doesn't always happen, but it's not impossible. And again, you're doing this, you're staggering this across multiple different days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that way so that you're not triggering any compliance problems or spam. After that, once you start pooling all of these inbound leads, once people start engaging with you and they actually want to hear from you and they're now qualified and they're engaged, they are now leads that you can market to again. So that's when you put them into a new engaged list full of potential buyers. This becomes what I call a moat inside of your business. A moat is basically a protective field around a castle that protects it from attack. A moat inside of a business is something you can tap into to create cash flow. So the attack might be, an ad account getting shut down, or the competitors are implementing something new and taking your clients, whatever it might be. But your method of protection is being able to tap into these pre-sold pockets of leads just to create that cash flow. So this is what this becomes. Then, after you've sort of re-engaged people, after you've created conversations and you've basically built up a new asset, a new database that are actually qualified and engaged and people want to buy from you, now it's time to get them pre-sold on what it is that you're offering. So this is where you send a re-intro, again, SMS, email, it doesn't matter what the medium is. It's that you have to reintroduce yourself. Like, why are they hearing from you? Why are they receiving this message? Like, why should they care at the end of the day? What opportunity can you put in front of their faces that gets them being like, yes, like, I actually want this right now. This is the perfect timing. I don't know why I haven't heard of this before, but I'm ready to go now. That's what happened with a lot of these clients that came from this sequence for us. Then from there, again, you push them into the new engaged list full of potential buyers. And the best thing is you can send this reintroduction to people that haven't necessarily responded to the initial check-in right here. So if you've sent that initial check-in and no one really opened, no one really checked it, no one really responded or engaged, you can try round 2. If people don't respond, then you just create a list of disengaged people, and then that's fine. People that open and respond, then you can, like I said, feed it back into your new list. So that's what happens here. Then you want to create a daily cadence where now, again, you're starting to pre-sell people. And like I said, like, the AI can do all this for you. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be a seller. It doesn't have to be a copywriter necessarily. Like, you can create an AI, train it up, systematize it, and then it'll take care of all these elements for you. That way, it's working 24/7. It's having conversations daily. It's sending these emails, these sort of nurture-based content to your clients, or your potential clients, I should say, and actually converting them to calls and sales. That's why it's important to do this daily, because if you have a solid enough database and you're actually bringing in leads on the front end, you're refilling that database daily. So you want to be creating these conversations daily. You want to be creating opportunities for these people to actually jump in and work with you daily. Again, I want to contrast this with how most business owners are running or trying to scale their business, is that they dump all the money into ads. They focus on the 3% that buy right now, ignore the rest of the 97%. And then the next month, they do the same. Here, if you have an AI doing this and literally in the background without you having to lift a finger, without you having to worry about anything, you are converting leads on the front end, but you're also bringing in sales on the back end. And that creates more consistency. That creates more sustainability that now starts to kind of snowball your business forward. That's what creates growth. And because the AI doesn't have much overhead, like there's really not much to manage, there's not much to pay for. It's not like a team member where you have to make sure that their wellness is okay, or that you have to pay them long term, or increase their base over time. Like that's not the case. Like that's why profitability increases. And the best part about this system right here is if you're reactivating and reviving old and dead leads inside of your database already, that's just basically pure profit. Like you've already spent money on these leads. All you got to do is just now turn those leads into clients. And this is how you do it. So once you create this daily sort of cadence of creating calls and creating sales, that's where you start to really blow up your business from there. Now, the next step here is like, what choice do you actually have here? And the pretty obvious selection here is that you model what's already working. This is why I've set aside some time to take you deeper into the system and how it works and why you can create consistent, predictable, and sustainable growth from this. After the deep dive, you'll know exactly what needs to be done to hit your targets and create a business that serves you rather than the other way around. So it's going to take about 45 minutes. I'm just going to lay everything out for you on how to set it up, how to run it, all that sort of stuff. Again, we have our own proprietary system to building out like the AI side of things. So I'm not going to be able to dive into that, but I can give you briefs on how you can potentially start doing this yourself. I personally don't like hard selling or forcing anyone to work with us. And that's why if you want us to come in and build this all for you, then just let me know when you schedule the call and I'll just brief you on everything. Here's the QR code that you can book the call with. And for those that actually do want us to come in and build this out for you so you can cut down on overhead and uncover new revenue, then here's the big promise that we can make is that we'll build you your own AI sales recovery system for you that not only turns old and dead leads into new sales, but pre-sells everyone that turns or that enters into your ecosystem. That way you don't leave any stone unturned and you walk into every month with consistent cash flow. Again, instead of ignoring the 97% of people that are coming into your business and not tapping into those sales, you're not leaving any stone unturned and you're actually converting these people using AI. The goal, to uncover $30,000 to $75,000 in new revenue that's almost pure profit. Again, because the overhead is low, you don't need extra team members, you don't need to be necessarily running ads, posting on social media. It's basically mostly profit for you. And then on the back end of that, we're creating a 6 or 7 figure asset that feeds your business monthly. Again, talking about pre-selling everyone that comes into your ecosystem, that is the key. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you the new way. This is how we tap into the new ways. We maximize your ad spend on the front end and turn that into consistent profits on the back end so that we're, again, not missing out any of the leads that are coming through, but converting most of them as possible. We increase the time to action and conversions through AI for the first 3% of people that are ready to convert right now. So again, we place a bot that does all the conversing, that does all the converting for you. And that way they're touching base with people right away. As soon as they come in, they're getting talked to, because you want to start conversations within 3 to 5 minutes of someone opting in. Most of the times, humans are missing out on this. So this is why we put in the AI to maximize this. You also pre-sell the 97% with custom-built AI bot to generate those sales monthly. And then each month builds on the last, which increases your momentum long-term, creates sustainable growth, which actually creates predictable growth. And that way you can just wake up knowing that your business is healthy rather than putting out fires every single day. And then as a bonus, less babysitting and more profitability and free time for you to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor rather than being stuck in your business. Now, this is only for you if you have a database of old leads in a list or a CRM that you know can be turned into sales, but you just don't know how. You want to diversify income streams rather than put all your financial and peace of mind eggs into someone else's basket, aka Meta. Again, if for most business owners, if Meta shuts them down, like their business is over. Or if Instagram shuts down their account, their business is over. This is why you want to create an asset that you fully own and can tap into at any given point, no matter whether it's a high season or low season, your business is still running healthily. You want to create leverage business that runs lean and is highly profitable, giving you the time and freedom you've always wanted. And you want consistent and predictable ways to book calls and generate extra cash into the business, even during slow seasons. So if you want me to design your personal AI sales recovery system, you want me to design and give you a walkthrough of our fulfillment structure, and then build out the infrastructure inside of your business, as well as walk through our own pricing model, then again, just scan the QR code. It's the same one. And then we'll actually talk about it. So fill out the application, pick a time slot that works for you, and I'll personally meet with you to map out how much revenue or hidden profits, which is a cheeky joke. The company name that I run is hiddenprofits.io. We can uncover for you without increasing team costs. So schedule and show up for your implementation call and start tapping into hidden revenue that you might or may not even know exists in your business, but we know that we can actually tap into that and create new sources of income streams for you to create more profit, create more time, less stress, less overwhelm, less burnout, more importantly, and just more freedom. So book a call and we'll chat soon.